I think I've had quite literally cats on my hot tin roof. It's become quite a popular place for them to have their cat naps. Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. I'm back. The week before, obviously, I was on holiday. And then the week I got back, I was a bit snowed under and I just didn't have time to get around for a video. We were over on the east side of the country. Right on the coast. Aldburg was a town we visited almost daily. And it was very lovely. Saw some amateur dramatics. We went and saw some old ruins, whose name escapes me now. But there's these old Viking ruins. There's like a longship buried in a mound, and some other mounds as well. It's a very famous site. I don't know why my brain won't recall the name, but it won't. Yeah. Oh, and I did a pottery taster session this week as well. My birthday's coming up at the end of the month, and so my daughter said, "Do you want to try a pottery taster for your present?" So me and she went over to Stratford. Well, not quite Stratford, just a little bit outside Stratford, a place called Fenny-Compton. And it was really lovely. And I made a couple of masterpieces. Because there's a chap I follow on YouTube, Florian Gadsby. It's a very unlikely name, but he's a very mellow chap, at least on camera. He's always talking about methods. So basically, I felt like an old pro, just on my starter session. And yeah, I was quite surprised when they weren't immediate works of art, but I suppose you've got to do it for a little bit, just get your muscle memory in. Pulling the clay up is a very challenging skill. The theme for this week has been refinishing pipes. I've done 2 pipes this week. I'm going to show you 4 pipes, 2 of which, I should mention that none of these are available, but 2 of which I had to refinish, which is not very usual, but one for a customer request and one just personal judgment. So I'll show you those first. This is a Prince, as you might have determined. There's some lovely straight grain on it. Blue Cumberland stem, now finished in a black and yellow contrast. Originally finished as a natural. But I'd shown this to a few people, and as a natural, it didn't fire anyone's imagination, apparently. But one chap said, loved the shape, but not keen on the natural finish. Would you refinish it for me? And I said, so we went through a couple of options. Yellow is a complementary colour to blue, So we landed on black and yellow contrast. And he was pleased as punch with it. So that was refinish number 1. Then this guy. Now this features a new resin stem colour. It is fur green. It's quite a cool green. I don't mean as in it's cool, as in temperature. It's quite a cool green. Some lovely detail in it. But as I was making this, because I was working with green, I thought, oh, I'll do my normal black and green contrast. But the green on the pipe and the green of the stem actually clashed with each other. I think the green that I use is it's quite a vibrant yellow green, I guess. And the sort of like, and that kind of like, just those two greens together, they did not play well. So I toyed with the idea of doing, I've got an aqua green, but I thought there's no guarantees that they'll play well together either. So I just went with a straight black sandblast. Quite a tall fellow. So yeah, second pipe I had to refinish this week. All the better that I did. While I was away, of course, the bin men failed to pick up the bins. Why is life like that? Why wouldn't they just pick up the bins? Another acorn. Flat rim in black and red. I've made quite a few of these recently. They've proved to be extremely popular. An extremely popular version of an extremely popular shape. Nice piece of the old Crimson Cumberland. I went and got Sean today at the hairdressers, the barbers. And he said, "How are you doing?" And I went, "I'm shattered." This week, I've been casting a lot of resin. Normally not a problem. But this week, the temperature has rocketed up again. We're now in the high 20s, low 30s. I'm not a fan of these temperatures as it is, but resin, let me tell you, right. Resin is happy at about 20 degrees, yeah. It doesn't mind being a bit colder. 18 is fine. Even 16 is fine, really. Any lower than that, then I start having to take the resin and do it in the house. Again, not a problem. Can still do that any old time. However, going up from the 20s is not great. Resin does not Well, it's not that it doesn't like it, it's that it likes it too much. It cures through creating heat from a chemical reaction. And if the temperature is already well above 20, it can nearly start to boil or flash cure, one of those two options, neither of which are good. And so the only option that I've had, I don't have any air conditioning in this workshop. So the only option I've had is to get up at 5:30 and do it then, because it doesn't hit the highs now until sort of 9 in the morning. 9, then 10, it starts to get too hot. So 5:30 I've been doing resin. And I can tell you, I'm not a natural born early riser. I'm not a late riser, but 5:30 is, a bit much. So I can't wait for it to cool down so I can start doing resin at a more normal time. Final pipe for this week. It's a sleek Bulldog. And Jay Charles, who commissioned it, gave me a very interesting challenge. He said, have you ever done the fingerprint rustication on the sleek Bulldog? And I went, no, I haven't. And I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll do it. And then I actually came to do it. And then I realised I couldn't approach it the way I would normally do the fingerprint rustication. If you think, like, it normally travels horizontally up the bowl and vertically, no, the other way around, vertically up the bowl and horizontally along the shank. Well, those distinctions are somewhat blurred in a squat Bulldog. It's kind of all shank in a way. But it wouldn't have been easy. I couldn't see a way of just like flowing up and around there very easily and then concentric rings around until you get to the chamber. I didn't like the idea of that. I didn't think it would look very good. So then I thought just going along, as you can see, just along the whole pipe, as if from a vertical, I'm stuck on the word vertical today, from a bird's eye view, just like striations all the way down, which was a really interesting little challenge. And then I thought, well, if I can't just go straight. That would be a bit boring. So I did it at an angle. I thought that was much more interesting. And extra challenging. You see how like the rings flow around and then come to the point right there. Still got the rings, the Bulldog ring, the bead around the middle. Cumberland, red crimson Cumberland stem. Pretty pleased with that. Even though it was a headache when I was doing it, and just go all the way around. But then when it encounters the bowl, when it flows from the shank over to the bowl, it was like, okay, that's wild, but a lot of fun. And so that's it. It's been my week. Refinishing, doing crazy rustication, doing some pottery, and the like. Oh, and I've started the Alien Earth series it's on Disney Plus. Just watched the first episode. Really liked it. Really liked it. Watching the second one tonight at some point. Some good characters, some good ideas. Oh, and Wednesday season 2. The first 4 episodes are out for that, and that was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like the same amazingness as the first series. Like the mystery is, I don't know, doesn't quite grab you in quite the same way. But I'm still looking forward to the second half. Make a final judgment after I've seen that. All right. Well, it's good to be back, and next week should be just normal full-on pipe making. So, until then, take it very easy. I'll see you next time. Your loyal pipe maker.